Hi, fellow viewers, to everybody. Good afternoon. And it will be almost going evening. Although I will say it. This is still good afternoon, but although it will be approach going good evening. By the way, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Steve Ho Ong. That's my full name. I'm the owner of this video account in this respective website, youtube.com. By the way, this is very common to all fellow Americans. This is very common in American history. American historian professors knows about this, or professor of American history. For those who are taking masteral in Master of Education major in history, American history, you are highly welcome to listen this video. Actually, to all Americans, this is my this is I know this is a basic, although it takes time to search all necrological research about this first American president, or known as first US president, no other than George Washington. By the way, this necrological video is not only a simple, although this is very fully complete, very complete video, fully content necrological video, because it talks about himself from his birth until his death and where were he buried. Okay. So much for this. I'd like you to give his background from his birth until his death. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732 in Westmoreland County, which is now known as Pope's Creek in Virginia, in the state of Virginia. For those who are traveling there, this is already known as the National Monument in United States. By the way, a lot of you are asking when did he die? Okay, he died on December 14, 1799. Of course, all American professors knows about this. He died at Mount Vernon in the state of Virginia also. So he was buried in family vault, Mount Vernon, Virginia, in his family vault. Okay. His nickname is Father of his Country. That is his nickname. Okay. He is the first president of United States that he reached two consecutive terms from April 30, 1789 until March 1897. So he served US president for two consecutive terms. In the American Constitution, once you are a US president, you are only allowed to sit as a president, US president, for two consecutive terms. In one term, it is already equivalent to 4 consecutive years, 4 years. You cannot lapse more than 4 years. It should be exact 4 years. Then you are allowed to reach second term. So therefore, you cannot reach third term unless if there is a war. If you can recall, did you remember Franklin Delano Roosevelt? He's the only U.S. president who reached three consecutive terms due to American crisis and World War II. So he has no choice but he need to sit as a president. In this case, this is just only a beginning. So that is why he called the first U.S. president, or U.S. first president. Naturally, I will place it in this description in my necrological video. Okay. Of course, this is just only a review. His parents, based on his ancestry, his father is Augustine Washington. That is his father, a Virginian planter. Then his mother is Mary Ball. That is his mother. Um, his religion is Episcopalian. Episcopalian. He married once, and he is the only first U.S. president that doesn't have a child, without a child. So therefore, childless. They don't have a kids or a kid. That's it. And he is the first U.S. president that has no political party. Therefore, he is not a Republican. He is not a Democrat. That is the most important part in this necrological video. By the way, this is very important. In 1789, when he sit as a president, his salary is 25,000 US dollar. So for us, until now, this is a big bucks in this in those days, that time. For them, $25,000 is already, they will consider you a highest influential leader in the United States. And it was much more than any sportsman that was making compared to these present times. No? Although Washington would not take any money, yes, there are times that it has surely changed from decades, generation to generation. So this is the most important. He doesn't mind how much is the cost of his salary that time. Okay. By the way, this is the most important that I would like to say. This is very important. Um, this is very important in the American history. In the state of Virginia, this one, Virginia is the home of the only full-length statue of George Washington that is placed in the Capitol in the year 1796. I repeat, Virginia is the home of the only full-length statue of George Washington placed in the Capitol in the year 1796. Okay. This is very important. During the inaugural address, uh, when he was already U.S. president, there was an inaugural address in 1793. This is very important. There was a mere 135 words long when George Washington's inaugural address that happened in 1793 was the shortest ever given by a U.S. president. During that time, there was inauguration or an event happened in 1793. They compute the number of words. It reached only 135. Usually, U.S. presidents, when they had an inaugural address, it is more than 135 words. Usually, it reached 5,000 words, 6,000 words, 750 words. So this is very seldom happen. Then a lot of you doesn't know about this. This is the most important. In his personal life, his first pair of false teeth, meaning his teeth is already, it looks like original, but it is not. His first pair of false teeth was made of hippopotamus ivory. Don't be surprised. Yes, this is true. His first pair of false teeth was made of hippopotamus ivory. Okay, so this is his personal background. When I mean in his personal life. Okay. The most important is when it comes about Washington's presidency. Okay. On June 1, he was signed the first act of Congress concerning the administration of oaths. Then it is also in 1789 the Congress established the Department of Foreign Affairs, which is now at present Department of State. Before it is called DFA or Department of Foreign Affairs that time. Then 1789, there's a chronological date, September 25. This was the Congress passed the Bill of Rights. Take note of that. September 25, 1789, the Congress passed the Bill of Rights. So during his Washington's administration, okay. In 1790, Congress authorized the first national census. So meaning it's like statistics. This is the most important. Then on February 1, 1790 also, the Supreme Court held its first session. There was a session that time. Then 1791, Congress established the District of Columbia. So if at the present time, this is now called Washington, D.C. By the way, D.C. means District of Columbia. That is that is the reason it's called Washington D.C. Then 1792, Congress established a national mint. That's the part of American history. Then on April 22, 1793, Washington issued the Neutrality Proclamation to keep the United States out of war between France and Great Britain. So therefore, this is not about the War of 1812. If you are familiar in the past American history, there was no 1812 yet, because this is already pre pre war between US and Britain that time. There was no war yet. So on September 18, 1793, Washington laid the cornerstone of the US capital in Washington DC. So that's it. Then 1794, Washington went to the troops to suppress the Whiskey rebellion in western Pennsylvania. So this is under the state of Pennsylvania. This is another state. Okay. Then 1795, Washington signed the unpopular Jay Treaty in order to maintain trade with Great Britain. By the way, a lot of you are asking, is this about Treaty of Lorenzo? The answer is yes. This is about the Treaty of San Lorenzo. This is the about the trade relations between United States and British. Then you will be surprised it was held in Spain. So meaning it's not held in the United States. So this is so partly unusual and so strange. So that's it. Then there was during his time there was a constitutional convention. Then he was elected president. So as what I've said, he was elected 2 consecutive terms. So it reached eight years. So in one term, as what I've said, 4 years. So if he reached 2 terms, which was a reality. So it became 8 years. Okay. By the way, this is the most important. First in peace when he during his time, it happened in 1784 to 1789 before he became a U.S. president. He was only 51 years old that time. So before he became 52, age 52. So this is the most important. Then this one, by the way, it's okay. It will not take time. Um, During his last years, before his end of his term, he the public mourning for Washington was almost widespread in Europe as it was in the United States. Homage that was paid to him by the armies of Napoleon Bonaparte. So this is referring to Napoleon the First, the Emperor of France, and by the Channel Fleet of Great Britain. And on all sides, it was acknowledged that the world had lost a statesman at the highest rank. Actually, he is an army that time. He reached from major. He was a major that time. At a younger age. Then he became a general. Then sooner or later he became a president. So that's it. General estimated of Washington is admirably epitomized in the tribute of the American soldier and statesman Henry Lee, that he was first in war, first in peace, first in the hearts of his countrymen. The countrymen that I'm referring to is fellow Americans. That is the meaning of countrymen. Although he was like almost all the propertied Americans of his time, a slaveholder, he was a humane and considerate master. He possessed at his death 124 slaves. In his will, he directed that they will be emancipated at the death of his wife. So what do you call this? It's like what do you call this? A last will, or his last words before he died. Then all of Washington's biographies have attested to his courage in the indestructible spirit in adversity, sound judgment, and absolute integrity of motive. So that's it. So for me, this is just not a simple necrological video, although this is a significant part. This is a significant part. Although I can say this is a little heavy part of my necrological videos. So that's it. So don't you worry, to all viewers, I will place in the description American University professor, professor of American history, and American US president, and it's another one, first US president, or US first president. So don't you worry, this will be, so that when they search it, this will be easier and not to be complicated. Okay. So by the way, before I say goodbye, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for my next necrological videos. For me, this, oh, by the way, before I say goodbye, he died at age 67. Don't you worry, I will place there in the description. So all the description that you can see will place it. Then the most unique thing in my necrological video is there is hashtags also. Because before, when they create a video, there is no hashtags. Did you observe? So this one, you will observe some new changes or new improvements, because right now we are now in for me, this is a new generation, or generation Z onwards. So that's it. So again, as what I've said, don't forget to subscribe and click my notification bell for my next necrological videos. Thank you so much for listening in this video. Good afternoon.